Bun-sgoiltean Gàidhlig. I hope you're all well. Falchirh I that. Welcome back to our Seachdain Gaelic online sessions. If you don't remember, Smisha Joy. My name is Joy, and I'm just thrilled to be back here with you today for more Gaelic language and culture. So for those of you who were with us yesterday, Falchirh I that. Welcome back. But if you're new, do not worry. You didn't miss anything that you won't catch up on today. But the most important thing, you don't need anything to take part. I was telling everybody yesterday, get rid of your pens, get rid of your pencils, anything on your table. The most important thing is that your teachers can use the chat function, because I do like to ask questions and see if you guys can help me with the answers. So maybe again today we'll just do another wee chat test, make sure that I know who you are, where you are. Maybe actually you could tell me the name of your school and what the weather is like where you are. Because what we're looking at, I think it looks like it's still a wee bit sunny. I don't think it's going to last very long here at Farpaisean-ceist. Let me know what it's like where you are. And whilst you do that, we're going to talk a wee bit more about Gaelic. So even if you don't speak any Gaelic, you might find that actually you're surrounded by Gaelic without even realising. Obviously, this is Seachdain Gaelic, so you're hearing lots of Gaelic today in this session, and maybe you're seeing it and hearing it at other places. But even in your communities, in your homes, in your villages, in your towns, you might actually have seen some Gaelic without realising it, because many of our place names come from Gaelic. You might have seen that maybe on the train station. You might have seen Station Evaunry for Queen Street Station. You might have seen the name in Gaelic and then English below it. Also, if you've ever been out in the hills, you might have seen Ben Nevis, or Ben Cruachan, You might have seen a hill name, or perhaps a loch name, Loch Nish for Loch Ness, Lochaiche for Lochaiche. These are ones I know from where I come from, but you will definitely have ones from where you are too. And often the easiest place to find Gaelic is in your own name. So if you have a Scottish sounding name, if you're an Angus or an Ailey or a Mary or a Sheena, all comes from Gaelic. If your surname has got a Mac in it, MacDonald, MacDougall, Mackenzie, or if it's something like Campbell or Stewart, these are all Gaelic names. My name, unfortunately, not very Gaelic, but that doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if yours isn't very Gaelic either. You can still learn more Gaelic. And actually, speaking of names, I think we need to learn how to find out who we are, how to ask somebody what their name is in Gaelic. The easiest way to do this, see if you can repeat it after me, is co-usa. Give that a try. Co-usa. And it literally means, who are you? And that's not rude at all in Gaelic. You're just asking, co-usa. Try it one more time. Co-usa. And if somebody asks you, co-usa, you reply with, Ismisha. I am Ismisha. And then your name. So if somebody said to me, co-usa, I would say, Ismisha Joy. I'm going to try and ask you all co-usa, and then maybe you can say Ismisha and your own name. There'll be lots of different answers here. That's all right. So co-usa, what you say? Ismisha, and then who you are. I think that was good. Maybe you could practice asking somebody near you. Find a friend, anyone that's sitting beside you. Ask them co-usa and see if they can answer with Ismisha. Shuativ, give it a go. Co-usa, Ismisha. So if somebody said to me, co-usa, I would say Ismisha Joy. If I said co-usa, they'd say Ismisha something. Give that a wee try. At some point today, you can even practice it again later. Smart, ain't you? Well done. And you might remember that yesterday we also learned Matin Va. Good morning. Matin Va. And we learned Falcha, welcome. And as I was saying, every morning I'll be saying Matin Va, good morning, and I'll be saying Falcha, welcome. What a great way to start our Gaelic learning journey. Now, I was telling everybody yesterday, my favourite thing about speaking Gaelic is that I have so many friends who also speak Gaelic, and I thought I'd introduce some of them to you. Yesterday, we were lucky. We met lots of new friends, and we met some Stiùiriche and Africanach, some African snails. No African snails, sadly, today, but we do have some lovely new friends who come from Bun-sgoiltean Gàidhlig Ghearran, or Mount Cameron Primary School in Bishop Briggs. And again, similar to our friends from West Primary School yesterday, this group of children also do all their learning in Gaelic. So have we listen one more time for them to say Fáilte as they welcome you to their school, but also they're going to introduce themselves with the phrase we just learned a minute ago, Is-mishe. So listen out for Fáilte for welcome and also Is-mishe.
Fáilte go Bun-sgoiltean Cameron.
Is-mishe bria agus ha mi bliana díocha dúis.
Is-mishe Abby agus ha mi bliana díocha dúis.
Is-mishe Logan agus ha mi nú bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Maddie agus ha mi déich bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Isabella agus ha mi nú bliana dúis. Is-mishe Adama agus ha mi nú bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Amelia agus ha mi 8 bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Innes agus ha mi 8 bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Marsley agus ha mi 7 bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Colm agus ha mi 7 bliana dúis.
Is-mishe Mila agus ha mi 4 bliana agus. Is-mishe Florian agus ha mi 5 bliana bhir. Is-mishe Sophia agus ha mi 5 bliana agus.
Is-mishe Colin agus ha mi 5 bliana agus.
Chama, cynnych grua. So lovely to meet new friends, and we'll maybe meet them again during this week. Now, Bun-sgoiltean Cameron, Mount Cameron Primary School in Bishop Briggs, is actually a big Gaelic school. They've got lots of children, so that was just a wee selection of them. You might also have noticed too that group told us their ages, which maybe gives you a wee clue of what new words we might be beginning to learn tomorrow. Now, throughout this week, we're learning a song in Gaelic, and I've been telling everybody, and I will always tell people, singing is my favourite way to learn Gaelic, as it's so easy, it's so fun, you don't need to be able to sing or even know any Gaelic. All you need to do is listen and just give it a go. And yesterday we learned that in this group, we're learning a song about one of my favourite things, bacon, or animals. And yesterday we learned the first verse of this song. Do you remember what it was about? What was it about? Shout it out if you can remember. I think it was about a rabbit who was a rui. Yes, we had a rabbit, and it was a rui, or running. And in this song, all of our animals are doing something, and we have actions too for each verse. So when we did our hammy rui, when we had our lovely rabbit, we gave ourselves some nice wee rabbit ears, and we had them all the way through our song. And you might remember that this is the same tune to She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When She Comes, and You Can't Shove Your Granny Off a Bus. So I think everybody will know that. Maybe we should practice the words to verse 1. So we had hammy rui, arse and rabbit. That's all we need. So let's give it a go. After 3, Mhair. 3. Hammy rui, arse a rabbit, hammy rui. Hammy rui, arse and rabbit, hammy rui. Hammy rui, arse and rabbit, a rui, arse and rabbit, a rui, arse and rabbit, hammy rui. Magadina, well done everybody. I think that was so good. We should definitely learn verse 2. Anybody else got a cold still at the moment? If you're like me and you're still very blocked up, singing is very good for shifting all that gunk. And this verse will definitely help you for this one. It goes like this. Hammy snav. Do you want to try saying that? Hammy snav. One more time. Hammy snav. Now that's the first bit. Hammy snav means I am swimming. Hammy snavs. Have a wee think. What might be swimming? What might it be? Arsen-ceist. Try saying that. Arsen-ceist. One more time. Arsen-ceist. And I'm sure most of you are guessing that arsen-ceist means said the fish. I am swimming, said the fish. And I think every time we do hammy snav arsen-ceist, we can get our hands to make a nice wee fishy and get them to swim. So we're going to do Hami snav ar sin chiask. How about I sing it, and then we'll maybe get you guys to sing it with me so you can hear how it sounds, because I think you'll be quite quick at picking this up. It goes like this. Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Chloinn pleasing. As easy as that. Will we give it a wee go? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Sinchabane, well done. Do you know what? I think that was so good that maybe we could try and sing Hami Rui ar sin rabbit and then Hami snav ar sin chiask. Both verses. Will we give it a wee go? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hami Rui ar sin rabbit, Hami Rui. Hami Rui ar sin rabbit, Hami Rui. Hami Rui ar sin rabbit, Rui ar sin rabbit, Rui ar sin rabbit, Hami Rui. Ready for Hami snav? Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Hami snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, snav ar sin chiask, hami snav. Right, well done, everybody. And a reminder that in the chat, there's going to be a link to a resource for your teachers if you want to practice that at all. I thought that was amazing. Sma Nisha, every day when I talk to you, we're going to talk about a special subject, something that's going to tell us even more about Gaelic and also the people who speak it. And our theme for today is culture, which means culture. And there are so many different things that make up culture. We could talk about language or food, music, art, traditions, customs. It's a huge list, but I thought today we'd maybe talk about something really, really special, how tartan is made. Now, I think everybody will know what tartan is. You've probably seen tartan. It's a patterned cloth that's made with wool, and for centuries it's been used to make a traditional piece of Scottish clothing that you'll all have seen. Put your hand up if you've ever seen before a kilt. I think a lot of people will have seen a kilt. And historically, back in time, each family, which were sometimes called a clan or even area, had their own pattern or tartan. And that was special to them and them only. It's how we could tell them apart. And originally, they'd have to get the wool to make these kilts from sheep. They would get sheep wool and then they would card it or they would comb it all out until it's lovely and nice and smooth. And once you had that, you could then dye the wool, lots of different colours, which will help to make the pattern. If you look at a kilt, you'll see there are lots of different stripes, lots of different lines. You might get some red, some yellow, some blue, some green, some purple, pink. There's lots of different colours. And then you'd need to make thread out of that wool. And how you would do that is you would put it on a spinning wheel. Now, I wonder, has anybody seen a spinning wheel before? I think the most famous spinning wheel is probably in the story of Sleeping Beauty. You might remember she pricked her finger on the spindle of that and then fell asleep. Now, that's not how we used them in Scotland. We had these spinning wheels to help us get the wool and to put it into a form that we could use to make the kilt. And for that, you would use a foot pedal to feed the wool into the wheel. And you might even sing a song. So once you're pressing your foot, you might be going, Apuchail, apuchail, apu, apuchaili, apuchail, apuchail, apu, apuchaili. Something nice and smooth that will give you the idea of what it sounds like. Now, this might be quite hard to see in your head. So let's have a look at a wee video that will show you how the spinning wheel works. Mhair looks very exciting. I think I'd quite like to have a wee go on a spinning wheel. Now then, once you had all your threads ready, you would have to thread them into something called a loom. And this was a machine that helped you weave together all these threads and make your pattern. And in this loom, there would be hundreds of needles, and they would all work together, weaving the lines and the shapes that you wanted. And again, it was a wee bit like riding a bike. You'd pedal with your feet, and the needles would move as a result of these threads, and that would give you the beautiful patterns that you see in tartan and kilts, but also in tweed. Now today, a lot of that job is done by machine, but there are still many weavers, particularly on the Isle of Lewis and in Harris, who do this job in the same way. So what we thought, we'd show you a wee video now so you can understand what I'm talking about. This is somebody using your feet to weave the patterns on a loom. Margarita, you see how big the fabric is by the time it's finished. Margarita. And I think it would be a tiring job to have to do all that pedaling. Again, often you'd hear songs sung to make it a wee bit easier. But then, once you had that big bit of material, there was still something very special you had to do with it to make it into a kilt, something called walking. Now, this walking wasn't done with your legs. It's not the walking that we know. It's something spelled W-A-U-L-K-I-N, walking, and you use your arms for this. And in this process, you'd have to shrink that cloth, make sure there was no holes in it, make it nice and tight, make it nice and smooth, and you do it by pulling and pushing it across the table. A very tiring, difficult arms. I think I would be very, very sore if I was doing it. So again, often songs were sung to make this process easier, and it was kind of like telling a story. One person would sing the verses and everybody would join in on the choruses. Now this walking process, this shrinking of the cloth would take a long time, and you'd have to do it in lots of different steps. You'd have to soak the material in a chemical called ammonia and then wring it out to get rid of all the moisture, scrub it with soap to soften it and smooth it out, and then you'd be on the table pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing, and it would very, very slowly warp like this and become tight and beautiful. So I thought we'd show you a wee video of that last bit of the process. We've got a bit of tweed that's been made by Skye Weavers, a company in the Isle of Skye, and you'll see some wonderful walking happening from the Inverclyde walking group. This is a group of people who sing the songs that would be done as part of this process, and they're showing you exactly how they worked with the material and how they shrunk it to fill in all the gaps.
And I would say that the leth-uair process has worked okay.
Nach Stiùiriche Seachdain, so interesting, and hopefully that gives you a wee idea of how tartan or tweed is made. And thank you again, Ciad Míle Tang, to both our spinner and Sky Weavers for their fabulous videos. And it's wonderful just to see how the songs and the work are really one thing. Nisha, I want to test how well you've been listening today with another of our daily quizzes. Now, similar to yesterday, we have Coig question, 5 questions with multiple choice answers. And again, it's going to be lovely and simple. I'll read out the question, and then teachers, you get the answer from the class and put it into the poll in our chat. And you might have to go into the poll app to find this. It has got to be fast though, harsh, and we only have 10 seconds. Chicken for each answer, so do not waste your time. I'm going to do them as well, and that means I have to be very, very fast. So let's get going. Ceist question 1. How do you say my name is in Gaelic? My name is it Fáilte? Is it Ismisha? Or is it Cheery? 3 options there. Fáilte, Ismisha, or Cheery. You've got 10 seconds to make your guess. Go! Oh, Mhair, it's not long, is it? And I'm seeing, oh, look at that. Ciad mach a ciad of all the answers that are in that I can see. They're all right. Every single person guessed my name is Misha in Gaelic. So I'd say Misha Joy, you'd just say Misha and then whatever your name is. What about Ceist? Question 2. In today's song, what was the fish doing? What was the bird doing in today's song? Was it a falloch hiding? Was it a shine singing? Was it a skay flying? Take a guess, go now. Macarena. That was actually a trick question, Ghearran. It is a skay flying, but that is a wee guess of what is going to be happening tomorrow. Today we did have a chiask, our fish, and it was a snav, a skay. But I'm going to give 10 bonus points to anybody who got that one right. Ceist 3. What item of clothing is often made with tartan? Is it A, shoes, B, a kilt, or C, a jumper? A, shoes, B, kilt, C, jumper. Siúirteamh, that's the head. Go! Agus aríis, a coiatir a fól, looking at the poll, hashiv kjers. It is a kilt that's often made with tartan. Although, I have seen trainers add a wee bit of tartan on it, and you could definitely add a wee bit of it to a jumper. But for the most part, the item that is made is a kilt. Smaring, Jim. Well done. Keisha Kehiv. Co-usa. Co-usa is the Gaelic for what? Is it, who are you? Is it, how are you? Or is it, where are you? Co-usa, what did we learn earlier? Is it, who are you, how are you, or where are you? Siúirteamh, cúd bhar céist is staid an drasta. Agus an Roshif Kjers the Harston, were you correct? I'm looking at my wee poll and saying, some of you are correct, not quite everybody, but most of you did indeed guess that co-usa is the Gaelic for who are you? Margarita, this is the last question. So don't worry if you've had all 4 wrong. I think this is the one you'll get. The different tartans were to show what? Clans or families, football teams or schools. Put your answer in and dras the head right now. Agus marahul me as I thought and predicted. Kiat macha kiat. It was for most, oh no, it was nearly 100%. We've got a couple of different answers now. Traditionally, the different tartans were to show clans or families. Maybe now you might have a school or a football team tartan, but traditionally, yeah, the different tartans were to show clans or families. Smaring Chavula, well done everybody. Thank you for taking part. And again, don't worry if you didn't get them all right. You'll have more chances tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. We're unfortunately almost done for today. We do hope you've enjoyed it. And before you go, a couple of wee things. Head over to the chat. You'll see a word cloud appearing. Feel free to type in a couple of words to describe what you thought today's session was like. And while you're there, we recap. What did we do? We learned a new question and answer. We learned co-usa, who are you? Ismisha, for my name is. We learned the second verse of Hami Rui Asarabich, which was Hami Snav Arson Chia. I am swimming, said the fish. We had loads of great answers during our quiz, and we met some new friends this time from Bun-sgoiltean Ghearran at Mount Cameron Primary School in Bishop Briggs. And a reminder, if you do still want to practice our song before tomorrow, the link is in the chat and you can do that. But just before I go, a wee challenge. Why not design your own tartan? Your teachers will see popping up in the chat a wee template that you could use. We'd obviously love to see what designs you come up with. And if your school is on social media, why not share that with us? We're just at SN and then Gaelic in Gaelic, which is GAIDHLIG. That'll appear as well in the chat. That would be a great thing to do. And obviously there's the t-shirt competition that we mentioned yesterday. Loads of different things to get involved with, but do come and join us again tomorrow. We're going to have more special guests and activities for you to enjoy. Ach, Joy and love from me at the moment. Cheery and drasta. Goodbye now.